Today I'm going to walk you through how to create an optical illusion, which is based off of Victor Vasarely, whose work we have in our permanent collection here at the Wiregrass Museum of Art. So creating an optical illusion is all about making a trick to the eye. So the idea is that this is just a simple circle, but we're trying to show that it's popping up off the page. So what you want to do with your students is have a few supplies ready to go. This is a piece of paper that is 6 inches by 6 inches. I have a circle to trace. You need a ruler, a pencil, and 1 or 2 different colors of colored pencils. A couple additional things that might be handy to have are a pencil sharpener and an eraser. So the first step for this project is to trace out a circle. So I'm going to put my circle near the center of the page, and I'm just going to come in and trace that out. Once that's done, you want to work on creating your checkerboard grid that's going to go on the background first. So it's very important that you make sure that you do not put it inside the circle. That'll be the next step. So if you have younger students, you can certainly just line up the ruler right there at the edge and trace it out. If you are working on meeting those measuring standards that we do have, then you can work with your students to measure it inch by inch. Whereas you would go in and mark 1 inch increments and then line up those lines to be able to get the grid. But if you are also strapped for time, then this does make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to go both ways. So I want to go vertically and horizontally. And again, you want to make sure that your lines are going around the circle, not through the circle. If that does happen, that eraser should be right there to help you out to correct any mistakes that you might make. So now that I have my background, we want to go in and get our circle lines to make it look like it's popping up off the page. So they want to be curved. Now, some students might be really worried that their lines might not match up exactly with their checkerboard, but the illusion works if they do not completely touch, so it is okay. So let's go ahead and start by having these 2 lines here touch. And we're just going to create a line that curves out towards this edge. So you're just going to draw a curved line there. And then we want to do the same thing here, except you want to have it curve out towards this edge. Now we want to have where there are 2 more lines and it's really skinny here to try to fit that. So we're going to make our lines go in here a little bit. And again, we want those to curve out. So now I'm going to rotate my paper and I'm going to do the same thing on this side, so that way I will have 8 lines total on my circle. But again, you want them all to curve out towards the outside edge. So now we have our artwork framed out. So now what you want to do is that you want to go in and color them. This is another step where I recommend starting with the background first before you jump into here. And with your students, just emphasize the checkerboard if you need to go in and draw a little X first, because with the checkerboard, it is every other box. Now, again, if you are strapped for time, then you want to make sure that your students are only working with 1 color. But if you do have the time and they want to do it with 2 colors, like here with the green and yellow, then you certainly can. Another thing to kind of push your students to do is to not color as hard as they possibly can with the colored pencil. It'll go a lot quicker if they do it lighter, filling in the sections. All right, so now that the background checkerboard is complete, now we can work on getting our circle colored in. So the same way that you did the background, just pick 1 corner to start with, and then just work on your checkerboard on marking every other one. So again, you want to make sure that you do skip over and that you are not going to color in every single square. But if that happens, then either you can use a second color that is darker to color over it, or you can do your best to erase it and it should still turn out and look really good. So now that I've marked those, I can go in and I can color these in with my colored pencil. All right, so now that we have our piece of paper fully colored in, our checkerboard on both our background and our circle, now we actually have to make it look like this circle is popping up off the page. So you just need a regular number 2 pencil. And what you're gonna do is at this outside circle, so the circle that we originally traced, you wanna go with this pencil, press pretty hard, and really work that graphite around that outside edge. So do not be afraid to put some pressure on it. Have your pencil go back and forth on that edge and get it going all the way around. So now we're going to blend, and you can use your fingertip, you can use your knuckle, you can also use like a piece of tissue paper or a paper towel if you don't want to get that on your finger, but you just want to blend it so that way it's going on both the background and the circle, and you want that to happen all the way around. And as you blend it, you're going to start to see your optical illusion come to life. So you can work it out a little bit more, so then that way if you feel like you need a little bit more of a shadow to happen on your background, then just work your pencil lightly out from this very dark edge. So just some very light shading, and then we will go back over that with our finger and blend it in a little bit more. All right, there you have it. That's an optical illusion.